Okay, let's just get right into it. The big question for 2026 is which AI should you actually be using for your work? By the time we're done here, you're going to have a crystal clear answer for every single task. And trust me, the results from the latest tests, they're probably not what you're expecting.
So check this out. Picture a blind test. Researchers took ChatGPT, Claude, and Gemini, and they hid the names. Then they got 134 people to just vote. Purely on quality, no brand bias. And the result? ChatGPT, the most famous AI on the planet, won only 1 out of 8 rounds. Just 1.
So, that immediately begs the question, right? If ChatGPT isn't the champ anymore, then who is? And maybe more importantly for you, which one is actually the best for the stuff you do every day? Well, as you're about to see, the answer isn't just picking one single winner. It's a little more interesting than that.
Yeah, this isn't a one-horse race anymore, not by a long shot. Right now, in 2026, the AI world is basically a three-way battle for the top spot. We've got 3 seriously world-class contenders, and they're all coming for the crown. So let's meet them.
All right, first up, the one everybody knows, ChatGPT from OpenAI. You can kind of think of it as the old reliable, the baseline. It's super consistent, it's got that huge ecosystem with things like DALL-E baked right in. It's the tool we're all familiar with, and honestly, it rarely gives you a truly bad answer. Next in the ring is Claude from Anthropic. And Claude's whole game is quality. I mean, they are laser focused on depth, on nuance. They're positioning themselves as the go-to specialist when you just can't compromise on excellence, especially for things like writing, deep thinking, and coding. And contender number 3, that's Google's Gemini. And Gemini is built for 2 things, and it does them insanely well: speed and scale. We're talking about processing huge amounts of information that the others just can't touch. And it does it faster than pretty much anyone. It's a total powerhouse.
Okay, so we've met the players. Now for the main event. How do they actually stack up when you put them head-to-head? Let's break down the results from real-world tests, category by category.
Okay, first category, writing. Anything from a blog post to a super important email. And the winner here, by a pretty clear margin, is Claude. See, it doesn't just write well, it writes with a real voice, something distinctive. And when you ask it to change its tone, the shift is just wow. It's dramatic, it's precise. The other models, honestly, they kind of struggle with that.
And that's not all for Claude. That dominance, it carries right over into coding. It's not just about writing code that runs. It writes cleaner code, more professional, more Pythonic, as the pros say. It even adds in error handling that you didn't even ask for, just because it's good practice. In one test, they hid 3 bugs in a piece of code. Claude was the only one that found all 3.
And this quote from a user just nails the feeling of it. They said, using Claude for debugging felt like having a senior developer reviewing your code. Think about that. It's not just spitting out a fix, it's explaining the why behind it, so you actually learn and don't make the same mistake twice. That's a huge difference.
Okay, but now let's switch gears to Gemini, because this is where it builds its own insane advantage. When it comes to handling just massive amounts of information, Gemini is in a league of its own. I'm talking about a context window that's a total game changer. It can read and analyze an entire series of books or a massive codebase all in one shot. The others just can't do that.
And look at the speed. Just look at it. Gemini Flash is processing tokens at more than double the speed of its closest competitor. For anyone who's doing work at high volume, that kind of speed isn't just a nice-to-have, it's a massive practical advantage that saves you real time.
So, with all that said, where does that leave our old friend ChatGPT? Well, it still wins big on 2 key things: its massive ecosystem and just its sheer, rock-solid reliability. It's still the best all-around assistant for your day-to-day stuff. You've got image generation with DALL-E, you've got deep logic, it's like the trustworthy Swiss Army knife of AI. It does a lot of things really, really well.
Okay, so here's the most important takeaway from all of this. The goal isn't to pick one winner and delete the others. No, the goal is to have a system, a way to instantly choose the right tool for the right job. So let's build that system right now. Okay, here it is. This is your AI routing system. Simple, right? If you need top quality writing or you're deep in some code, you go to Claude, first stop. For your everyday tasks, quick questions, or making some cool images, you stick with ChatGPT. It's reliable, and when you're staring down a mountain of documents, or you just need raw speed, or you live in Google Workspace, Gemini is your powerhouse. This little table right here,
This is your cheat sheet to get the absolute best result every single time. And what this little routing system really points to is a smarter, much more effective way of working. See, the best AI users in 2026, they don't just pick one favorite tool. They build a portfolio, and they know exactly which one to use and when.
And the difference is just, it's night and day. You've got your one tool user who just uses the same AI for everything out of habit, and they get kind of average generic results. But then you have the pro. The pro instantly routes their request to the specialist AI for that specific task, and they get a superior result every single time. It's such a small change in your workflow, but it makes a massive difference in the quality of your output.
And the best part is, you can start using this pro workflow like right now in 3 super simple steps. Step 1, your default. Use ChatGPT as your go-to starting point for all the general stuff. Step 2, quality. The second that quality becomes critical, an important email, complex code, deep analysis, you switch to Claude. And step 3, scale. When you're dealing with huge documents or you just need pure speed, you bring in Gemini. That's it. Default, quality, scale. Easy.
So I'll just leave you with this one question. Now that you've seen the data, now that you have this routing system in your head, think about the very next thing you need to do, the next task on your list. Which tool are you going to open first? Has your answer changed?